Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous now has a total of 2 seasons under its belt and a whole lot of deaths added to the Jurassic Park series kill count. These scenes include deaths from both humans and dinosaurs, and they also include a lot of pretty cool scenes accompanying them to boot. Today, I'm going to be joined by fellow YouTuber SWRVE to go through some of these deaths, and rank them on their own merits. So without any further ado, let's begin. This is the top 10 kills in Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous so far. So when it comes to the kills in Camp Cretaceous, SWRVE, I think we got to start off with literally I'm pretty sure this is the first kill in the whole series, but it's the Brachiosaurus that actually gets yanked under the trees by the Indominus Rex. It seems like Jurassic World loves killing sauropods, doesn't it? That's the third time this has happened.
Especially with the Apatosaurus. We saw so much pain and death in Jurassic World with the Apatosaurus, and now the Brachiosaurus.
Yeah, we're watching the Brachiosaurus do the same thing. It's interesting that it just kind of gets dropped immediately by the I-Rex, which is a pretty good way to show how strong it is, too.
Yeah.
You see the Brachiosaurus die in Fallen Kingdom, and it's a really sad moment, but to watch one just get totally,
decimated,
eviscerated, yeah, so quick.
It's quite similar to Jurassic World Evolution's Indominus Rex take on the Brachiosaurus animation, where it literally just gets dragged down. So I thought that was a nice little nod to that, if they intended it. But that's the best way I could think about it. It literally just gets dragged down by the Indominus.
Yeah, and it has that terrible shriek too. Well, we've never heard one cry like that in pain. But leading right after that, we get the only other time the Indominus Rex is actually shown to camouflage in the series, right before it kills the two dudes that were trying to look after the kids. They were like, "Hey kids, there's an acid addict. Oh my God, we're dead." But
it's a good job the kids didn't listen to jump down.
Yeah, well, no, it's kind of crazy that the kids just watch these two dudes get, you hear them die.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people were worried about Camp Cretaceous might be a really juvenile thing, but it earned its PG rating with the two dudes just getting totally ripped up.
There's loads of deaths in Season 1 and Season 2 that just make the whole season child-friendly, but at the same time darker than you expected, and seeing those two guys die off the bat in the very early episodes, I was like, whoa, okay, they're not messing around. And I did think it was quite cool to see the camouflage beforehand, because nobody saw it happen. They just saw the Brachiosaurus, and they don't know why the Brachiosaurus just fell down. It was attacked by something, and then out of nowhere, the Indominus comes out of nowhere. And
speaking of the camouflage, we've got that other great scene where multiple people are killed off screen, which is when Roxy opens the doors, and you've got all of the radios going red, which is, I'm pretty sure that's a correlation to the part where in Jurassic World Hamada is it can camouflage, and then that whole team just gets
the exact same scene.
Yeah, they just get destroyed, which adds the kill count up considerably. Again, for a cartoon, it's actually, and they play it pretty serious because the camp counters are like, oh my God, people are dying.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I really dug how they did that because it was quite tasteful and unexpected. But going off of that, the Parasaurolophus that was killed immediately by the T-Rex at the beginning of Season 2.
And
what'd you think about that?
Absolutely brilliant. I know it sounds dark for me to say that, but we have a quote-unquote kid show that us grown-ups are still wanting to watch. And to start a new season off with a dinosaur chase and then a Parasaurolophus being killed by a Tyrannosaurus Rex and being dragged off screen really set the tone for the rest of the season, and I think it matched very perfectly to how Season 2 panned out.
Yeah, it's also one of the only other times that you get to see the T-Rex actively hunting another dinosaur, so you see it in the original Jurassic Park when it's hunting the Gallimimus, and then in Camp Cretaceous, and I don't even think this para was fully grown. You just see it trying to get away, and the kids get away, but it's too big of a target, and you just hear it get killed and crunched, and then you watch its body get dragged behind the trees, and it's like, wow, this is pretty Jurassic Park. So that was a kill that I really thought set the tone for Season 2, but probably seriously, this is my favorite part, I think, of the entire show so far. This next kill where Darius is walking into the tent that Mitch, Tiff, and Hap have set up on Isla Nublar, and he uncovers something underneath a sheet, and it ends up being a severed head of a Sinoceratops that they've killed. Which, I mean, again, for a kid's show, pretty cool. We don't even see any dinosaurs technically poached in the movies. So, I mean, we get the T-Rex getting tranquilized by Roland Timbo, but it didn't die. He didn't cut its head off. So.
Yeah, and when you think about it, with the parrot death, it really did set the tone to see something like this. Seeing a headless, or not headless, but a head of a Sinoceratops out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure we didn't even expect that. And personally,
No.
Yeah, personally, on my behalf, I didn't expect to see anything of the sort. I knew that Mitch and Tiff had something about them that didn't seem like they were photographers. But at the same time, you know, when I saw the knives and the guns, I was like, okay, so they must be poachers and hunters. The last thing I expected was to see a Sinoceratops head out of nowhere.
They just have the disembodied head sitting there as a trophy, and then Mitch comes in like, what are you doing in here, Big D? And like he starts playing with the knife. It's like, this is high quality Jurassic stuff, man. Like that really, I think it's my favorite scene in the whole like series right here as far as like season 2 goes and everything. But following off of that, we've got another scene which is, and look, I'm pretty sure this might not end up being a death, but Hap got killed by the 3 Baryonyx in a pretty cool shot too, where he's like got the stun rod behind him, and Kenji and Brooklyn kind of just drive off, and they're thinking, yeah, he didn't make it. He got killed.
I know that you have your theories about whether Hap did die or not, but personally, I'm set on thinking that he did die. There's no way that a man of his caliber, no matter how strong he is and how well adapted he is, to take on 3 Baryonyxes at different heights and different terrain and in open area as well. It's going to take a lot to defeat 3 Baryonyxes. But definitely, it's one of my favourite shots because it has like a slow-mo kind of feel to it, where he jumps out of the motorbike and then 3 Baryonyxes all face at him, and it kind of just slows down at that point in time, and you're like, whoa, this is a really cool shot. And, it's one of those stages. It's similar to how we hate Kylo Ren in the Star Wars trilogy, but towards the end we start to love him. And I can see loads of fans do start to love Hap, and then they kill him off. A villain that we hate and then soon love.
I mean, it's almost like if Dieter Stark went out heroically. So
true.
I was pretty into it, but like even though you are right from a logical standpoint, I still feel like they're gonna bring Hap back just because. Why not? Like,
yeah, the possibilities there.
Yeah, I definitely think if I hope they leave him dead, because if they leave him dead, I mean, pretty cool getting killed by 3 Baryonyx. Not a bad way to go, right?
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. Followed up after that, we've got Eddie, who was originally supposed to be killed by Toro the Carnotaurus, but in the final release, he got killed by the Indominus Rex on his birthday, no less. They did it very Robert Muldoon style, hidden behind like a little bit of grass, but you hear the Indominus rip them apart, and the kids again watch somebody get killed. So watching Eddie get his just desserts, especially he kind of goes out Donald Gennaro style, really, because he leaves the kids.
Yeah.
But it was a great kill. Another great one.
At the same time, I was thinking where he tried to hide under the van and they got flipped over, it's similar to how the Indominus Rex got his first kill in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a nice play on right there. But I was thinking about this one night. He was born on his birthday and he died on his birthday. A really nice equal lap right there.
Death Day. Well, following on from that, we've got what I think these are the cream of the crop when it comes to like the big deaths of the show. Mitch. So Mitch is introduced early on in like a characterization and look that is kind of like Alan Grant, and he keeps wanting to get the dinosaurs to find the watering hole so he can take pictures of them. We learn eventually he's just a poacher that wants to kill the T-Rex and put its head on his wall. He accidentally walks into one of his own traps. He's strung up in the air, and he is abandoned by his wife, and the T-Rex comes out and it just gets him. That's pretty. Oh man, I love this.
Another really cool shot of where he just spins around and slowly, may I just say, he was spinning quite fast, and he slowly turned and just went face to face with the Rex. And the Baryonyxes were enjoying the show as well. They were watching that happen. So I thought that was a really cool shot, and very deserved for a character of Mitch's type.
He's got nowhere to go. I mean, this is it. As soon as he looks at that T-Rex, he's strung up in the tree. He's like, yeah, I lost. I'm dead. But you know what I personally think the coolest like death in the show as far as a human goes, it's got to go down to Tiff, because she leaves her husband. She tries to get back onto the boat. She leaves, and it's like she's going to escape the island. But then the two Baryonyx make their way on the boat, and in a little bout of revenge for what we're going to go over, which is the number one kill of the show, but they break into the yacht and kill Tiff, and you hear her scream, and that's very Peter Ludlow style Jurassic Park kill. I really like the comeuppance.
Yeah, I linked it. I linked it to the boat scene from The Lost World, and I thought it was quite similar. Because I think we have understanding that the Buck Rex was the one that killed the crew. So I felt like they wanted to go along that line with having Baryonyx kill Tiff. There's that shot of her looking scared through the reflection where she can just see both of their heads come out the windshield. It was the menacing look that the Baryonyxes gave, and that's what really sold it for me. I was like, whoa, this is really, really cool.
Yeah, Jurassic World, another female death added to the kill count. Pretty cool, right? All right, but the number one death, the one that got the most fans talking, and it's a dinosaur death, which seems to really get people, but it was Grim the Baryonyx, which was murdered by Tiff in a pretty sudden display of just anger and hatred for the kids. What did you think when that happened?
Oh, pain. Absolute pain. I don't know
Really?
why. Because we grow to love the Baryonyxes, especially that you can see that they're quite natural, and that all they wanted to do was to find the third pack member, and Darius helps that happen, and it's really nice. You can see the natural environment, the natural dinosaurs, and their habitat kind of grew off that. And beforehand, you can see how cute it was to see all three Baryonyxes sleeping together and sleeping like a family. And then just to see that Grim ran away because he heard something or she heard something, and then out of nowhere, just gets shot in the head, and you can see the body again, dead on the floor. And the way that Tiff just said, we'll come back for it later, like it was nothing, really got me hurt in the feels, to say the least.
It was pretty cool that they started off the Baryonyx as like they were looking for their other like family member, and they end up getting her out of the veterinary cage, and they kind of hunt as a family pack unit, and then one of them goes off, and one of the poachers just kills it pretty quickly too. I really love there's a bit of a grounded realism there to where the weapon that they're carrying, they came here to hunt dinosaurs, they've already cut off the head of a Sinoceratops. This dinosaur charges them, they shoot it, they kill it immediately, and she's like, we'll come back for it later. And they go off to go find the kids and kill the T-Rex. And you've got that part where the other Baryonyx are running up on it, and they find the dead, the carcass of Grim, and they're like, we're gonna get it. Like, they go into the woods to try and like hunt them down. It's pretty cool. It's I like it a lot. I love that. It's a little bit of a, the pack hunting stuff is animalistic, but there's something to that core where even though you've watched these dinosaurs rip into people and kill them, they're still animals, so you feel bad when animals are subject to that kind of cruelty. It's a cool death. Got a lot of people talking.
Yeah, it was the main standout in my opinion. You can think of all of the deaths that you want, but personally, for me, Grim's death really stuck with me. I don't think it will ever leave.
Now before I go, I want to thank all of my game wardens, like Stan Marsh, as well as all of my InGen executives like Devin El Dussault, Mustard Bus, and Omar Miguel Sinane. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well, like Robert Feltham, Chris Shamblin, Andy DS, and Mikel Cardoso Teixeira. Guys, it seriously means the world to me that all of you continue to support what I do, and I never want you to ever forget that. Now, I'd like to thank all of you for watching today's video and hope you all enjoyed the content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.